Knesset member Azaria, a bill passed which will make it that much more difficult for any possibility of making a deal about Jerusalem. And you were in support of that bill, correct?
Yes. I think Jerusalem is a city, and it's a city that we learned how to live together. I think that the idea that we'll have a wall running down the center of the city is not something that we would want to see. I've never been to a city that has a wall running down the city that's a happy city. And I think that what this bill does, which is important, it differentiates between the neighborhoods that are not really part of Jerusalem already for a few years, and also the people that live there, their identity is not as Jerusalemites, and they don't get, and they don't get the proper services because they're not really part of Jerusalem. Differentiate between those neighborhoods in Eastern Jerusalem to the rest of Eastern Jerusalem that is much more part of the city of Jerusalem. My children's pediatrician, she's from Eastern Jerusalem, and it's a non-issue. I think that people sometimes don't realize how much the city is a vibrant city that works and lives together. We don't live together, we live in separate neighborhoods, but we work together and shop together and go out together, and it's like we have our own unity.
What about the demographic issue? I mean, there's a very large Arab population in Jerusalem. We could have an Israeli capital with half of the population not Israeli.
And first of all, maybe we need to start discussing if they should be Israeli or not be Israeli.
They have special status.
They have a special status. And I think that what's happening is that 50 years after Jerusalem was united, it's about time to start discussing what we can do and what we can't do. And I think that there's something about Jerusalem that terrifies a lot of the leaders, not to make any decision. And this is part of what this bill is doing. You can't make any decision if you don't have 80 members of the parliament. But at the same time, there's part of the bill that says that the neighborhoods that are outside of the wall, the fence that was built a few years ago, and that we can make decisions about them. And I think that's very important. I also think that it's pretty brave of the minister Zev Elkin to bring this kind of solution. It's not a typical right-wing solution. It's not even a typical left-wing solution. I think it's a pragmatic. It's dealing pragmatically with the consequences and the complication that we have in the city.
Knesset member Azaria, thanks so much for being with us at World Israel News.
Thank you.